112-104 in Minnesota. This one was hard for me to watch. Well, Dennis Schroeder had 24 points and Montrezl Harrell added 17 off the bench, but LeBron led the way with 30 points as the King looks to make an MVP statement with 80 out for at least the next 2 to 3 weeks right now. So, Shannon, how impressive was your guy, LeBron?
He's very impressive, and this is what it's going to take. It's going to take him, putting up these big numbers, 30 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists. It's going to take him playing. He's going to have to play 38 minutes. He's going to have to play 39 minutes.
He played 38 more minutes.
And that's the thing, Skip, because there's no AD, and you see what happened, Skip. They thought that they had solved a lot of this problem by getting Schroeder, a guy that can run the offense when LeBron goes to the bench.
Yep.
But what we see, Skip, is that when LeBron goes to the bench, we kind of fall back into that same thing. The thing that concerned me, even when LeBron is on the court, Skip, and I've seen this over the last 2 weeks, they have these long droughts. They'll go between 3 and 6 minutes, and the ball doesn't go in the basket. You're setting yourself up. You're making it very, very difficult. And then you combine that with the slow starts. Now, they didn't start slow last night, but we've seen them over the last 3 or 4 games, Skip, start really, really slow.
Yeah.
Well, you start really, really slow. You go between 3 and 6 minutes without putting the ball in the basket. You make it very, very hard. And so, with that being said, this is what it's going to take for LeBron. LeBron's going to have to play, Skip, 38, 39 minutes, probably on a nightly basis. AD's not coming back till after the All-Star game. And then, to be on the safe side, they might leave him out another week just to make sure that this thing doesn't linger. And I'd rather him miss regular season games as opposed to have this thing flare up in the playoffs. Because, look, as great as LeBron is, I don't believe at this juncture with this team, he can take this team to a championship. The West is too good. The Nets are too good. Philly is too good. He can't do that. So we need a healthy Anthony Davis, but he was unbelievable. I mean, 13 rebounds, all on the defensive end.
That was good.
He's got to take up the slack that AD would normally get, those rebounding, even though AD's rebounding is down. He needs to take up that slack. He played unbelievable last night, and that's what we need. The turnovers, though, Skip, they got to stop turning this ball over, Skip. I mean, they had 11 turnovers in the first quarter. Come on.
He had 5 more. 4 in the first half. No good.
No good.
Got to be better.
Got to be better.
Okay, so our premise yesterday on this show was, LeBron, you're on. You could be on the hot seat, but you have a golden opportunity to seize the MVP, I'm not going to say run away with it, but make a case that might not be able to be unmade the rest of the way, because you got 9 games at least without Anthony Davis into the All-Star break. This was the first test, but this was by far the easiest of the 9 tests.
Correct.
This is, to me, the worst team in basketball, albeit in Minnesota, up in the frozen tundra up there. It was cold in Minnesota last night. Very cold. Although not as cold as Oklahoma City or Dallas. I don't know.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on in the Midwest, Skip.
Yeah, I don't either. Okay, but the point is, there's no D'Angelo Russell anymore. So he's going to have surgery, so you don't even have him. So it's the worst team in basketball to me, and by far the worst team in the West, because they are 4 games worse than the next worst team in the West. So keep it in some perspective. You better win that game. And thanks in large part to LeBron, and especially to what you say, the 13 rebounds, they won. Okay, 13 rebounds. He should average at least 10 a night. He's 6'9", 260, but you say it takes too much out of him to bang on the boards. He can bang. As he says, I don't get tired. I don't think he gets, I'm knocking on wood for him, I don't think he gets hurt. We saw one little groin pull 2 years ago. But the point is, he's physical enough that he was man among boys last night to me, because Minnesota has nobody who can keep him from the rim. So where did he score the bulk of his points? He just took it to the hole, man, and they could not keep him away from the basket.
Layup, baby hooks.
Yeah, you got it. He did make one nice baby hook. Okay, so now let's step back and look at what happened. He did go only 1 of 4 from 3. He's got to do better than that, because now in February alone, that's 8 games in February, he's 14 out of 50. That's 28%. That won't cut it. Now the games are starting to get lots harder. I
like the fact, Skip, that he didn't have it going from the 3, but he didn't keep forcing it.
He did not.
Sometimes, Skip, he doesn't have it, and he keeps like, well, I'm going to shoot it. It's going to go in the next one to go in.
Okay. All right. My other issue with LeBron that just drives me crazy is that, he adopted Michael Jordan's powder toss once upon a time when he first started in the league. And now it's like he's sort of adopted his nickname, his airness, except with LeBron, it's his airballness, right?
Man, go ahead.
His airballness, because...
Man, don't do that. Don't do it.
I don't understand.
You do.
He shoots more air balls than anybody I've ever seen. He shot 2.
What?
Can we see him?
No.
Can we see him? There was one to open the game. It's his first shot of the game, and I'm saying, LeBron, what are you doing? Little turnaround jumper, and it hit nothing but air. It hit nothing but air. His airness. And then here's the logo 3. He still had a couple seconds left, and he said, I got to pull up from the logo just because I am the king.
I want that one to go so bad.
And it hit nothing but net, except it
One more step, bro. You need one more step.
One more. You could have stepped to the line. Just go ahead and step the line and make it. I wouldn't be surprised if you made one from the line.
Yeah.
But he tried to shoot it from the logo, and it hit nothing but net. Unfortunately, it did not go through the hoop before it hit the net, right? It just hit the net. So I'm saying, LeBron, what exactly are you doing? So now we get to the flashpoint turning point of this game. Obviously, I'm rooting against you because we have a bet on how many games he's going to win at 9. I thought, wow, if he blows this one, I got a real shot to win, because you said 6 and 3 in the 9 games, right? So I could have been off to the races with the lowly T-Wolves winning this.
It would have been looking good.
Okay, so would you believe that a guy named Vanderbilt did me in? And, of course, I went to Vanderbilt. A guy named Vanderbilt. If we could see what happened, this is with 2:20 left in the game. They have a chance to cut it to 1 possession. And a guy named Jared Vanderbilt, there's nobody left. And he misses a bunny putback.
Yeah, he missed 2 of those.
Yeah, and they come right back down, and LeBron gives it to Kuzma, and Kuzma says, well, I'll just waltz in here. I'll just waltz in, and that broke the game. It just went crazy after that. Okay, so here we go again. Little bunny. There is nobody left. LeBron's not even going to contest it because he should have just dunked it. Jared Vanderbilt. You got to live up to your name, my son, right? What exactly are you doing?
He missed another one later in the game. The same thing. He missed a putback.
I got it by then. It was completely out of control. Okay, so speaking of out of control, here's where LeBron drives me crazy. But again, he's given, okay.
AB is limited in where he can go, considering his history.
Okay, I just named 3 players who scored touchdowns in the Super Bowl. And 1 year ago today, where were they?
None was on the team.
Gronk was WWE, right?
Yeah.
And AB was just in a lot of trouble, and we weren't even sure he'd ever play again.
Right.
And Fournette had been cut by Jacksonville, and we weren't sure about his status going forward, how valuable he was.
Right.
And in fact, Arians said the other day that there was a moment when they were going to have to cut him in Tampa because there was he was a healthy scratch at one point because he was getting a little unhappy with it. And Arians told him, my way, highway. Which one is it? Because you can help us if you'll just be patient.
Right.
And voila.
The thing that you love about a coach. I mean, look, you're not finna grumble and stay.
No.
You can grumble and leave. Now, this is what we had. We had a starting running back when you arrived here. He's still the starting running back because he's done nothing. You've shown me nothing come game time or practice, Skip, that would warrant you playing in front of Rojo.
Yep.
So bide your time. Your opportunity will come. Rojo, he had a fumble. That Giants game, Skip, that him, and then he got an injury. So Fournette took advantage of his opportunity. But he'd like to. But see, when he was in Jacksonville, they tried to, he's like, he have a problem, and it would just fester.
Yep.
But see, when you're in a situation like what you're in, he probably looked around like, man, we really do got a chance to win here. We go into the playoffs at the bare minimum, and we got that guy. We might win a Super Bowl. Let me keep my mouth shut and go ahead and
I got it.
Take advantage of this.
So I believe in my Bible, Pro Football Focus, and I'm betting 5 cases on my Bible, quote unquote, in the National Football League, that they'll be right about all 3 staying. But there was also the report, I don't know if it was a report, it's sort of speculation from, I believe, Mike Tannenbaum, the former, as you know, Jets GM on ESPN, was talking about J.J. Watt's going to be in this mix if Shaq Barrett is not in this mix. I don't know if you can really replace Shaq off the edge with J.J., who's not an edge rusher.
They're two different players.
Completely different players. But that's the kind of move you could make if Shaq goes. If he breaks somebody's bank somewhere, then Brady's power would be, hey, want to come play here?
Skip, you know what? A player that we're not talking about that's going to have a bearing, it's going to be very interesting to see if the Broncos pick up that $17.5 million option on Von Miller. Now, Von Miller missed last year with that foot injury.
He did. What's he got left?
He got a lot left.
Okay.
He has a lot left. Now, somebody get him. Now, he messing around and go down to Tampa Bay.
You're out?
I don't even want to talk
You're
football.
You're going to take the rest of
Nope, I ain't talking football with you. If Vaughn goes to Tampa, I ain't talking football.
Okay.
No? You're not going to do it?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I'll fill in for you. We'll have to see how that goes. I can't wait to see what Tom does. He said yesterday he's back to work, guys. That pliability in action.